Namaste. So I'd like to share with you today the practice of the yogic breath. And I'm going to break it down into stages for you if you're a little less familiar with the technique of the yogic breath. And when we work with any of the pranayama or the breath awareness practices, we don't want to force, we don't want to strain anything. If you feel a little uncomfortable, if something doesn't feel right, then just stop. And if it settles, then you can try again. If it persists, then just leave the technique. And then we can always seek sort of advice or guidance from a teacher if that's the issue. So firstly, just find a comfortable seated position. It can be on the chair, it can be on the floor. Don't worry too much about how you're sitting. Just try and get a little sense of length through the spine. So you're sitting nice and tall. Because in the yogic breath, what we're doing, we're optimizing or connecting to a more effective way of breathing. And when we do that, that has a profound effect on our nervous system. And we can use our breathing practices to soothe, in particular, the parasympathetic nervous system, which is that rest and digest sort of mode within our bodies. So first off, again, you can keep the eyes open or closed, your choice, whatever you're comfortable with. But I'd like you to take your attention to the nostrils. And we're going to start to breathe in and out through the nose. Now, I know this may be happening all the time, but we're bringing our attention to it. That's the difference. That's what makes this more of a yogic breath rather than just your natural rhythm of the breath. And if you're a little congested, if you have any sinus issues, then it can be a little bit tricky. So don't force anything. If that's the case, leave it until that congestion has passed a little bit. But if you can, if possible, let's just continue concentrating on the breath coming in and out through the nose. Again, remember, we're not forcing, we're not straining. And if it helps, you could bring the back of one hand up towards the nostrils so you'll be able to feel the air, particularly the air that you breathe out, on the back of the hand. And just allowing that inhalation, exhalation to run in and out through the nose. And you might notice that it feels easier to breathe in, or it might feel easier to breathe out. You might notice the rhythm, the length of the breath changes a little bit with each repetition. Your mind might wander, you might get distracted with an external sound, or the body might start to become uncomfortable. So we have to sort of work with all of that. We're alert, we're conscious of our environment, but we're focusing as much of our attention on the nostrils, just simply breathing in and out. After your next exhale, we'll let that go. And see then if you can just let the breath go back into its natural rhythm. If the eyes were closed, just blink the eyes open. And then just see how you feel. It's the first stage of working into the yogic breath. But we'll leave it for today, and then we'll come back to it and we'll add a little bit more to the practice. Om Shanti. Thank you.